Hello there, this is Troy with Morelord Gaming. This video is going to demonstrate some of the features of Morelord Marketplace. Marketplace is divided into two different parts, if you will. One is the global marketplace, and one is your marketplace shops. The goal is to make it easier for players to be able to buy and sell things, as well as give GMs flexibility for filtering what can be sold and purchased by the players. So to install the mod, you go to Morelord Gaming, Tools, and find Morelord Marketplace. And here you'll find the manifest installation URL for Foundry. Once you do that, make sure you enable it. You will also have to include the Morelord Core module, but it should ask you to do that automatically. Once we have that, you'll see two new icons as the Game Master, the Morelord Marketplace, and Manage Marketplace Shops. So we'll start here with what I call the Global Marketplace. So the way this works is you've got three tabs: Sell, Buy, and Your Wish List. And because I'm the game master, I can select which actor I want to set for the context. Your player, it would always be their actor, with the option of enabling a group actor as well if the characters are sharing inventory and money in a group actor. But so now we're looking at Job. This is everything he has in his inventory and what it can be sold for. So you can sell individual or entire stack. If you put things in here for sale, then it will put them into a cart. And then when you are good, you can sell it. There's an option that will require the game master to approve those if that's what you want to happen. You can also turn off the ability to sell if you prefer. Then we've got the buy. Now, this buy is a global market. What I mean by that is it can include items from every compendium you have installed in your Foundry, active in this world, of course. The only filter is if you define configured sources inside the D&D system settings. Let me just show that real quick. So right here, the D&D 5th edition settings, configure sources. So here, based on what you include or exclude, specifically anything that is an equipment or an items compendium. So whatever you have enabled is what you will see in the marketplace. There's also some marketplace settings for enabling, like I said, whether or not you want to allow selling or buying, if you want the approvals. So we'll go back to the marketplace. And so these are the things that would be included. There's no per item filter. Everything's available, which is why it's good to have the game master approval on these purchases. And there's just a lot of ways to filter these things. So only show me what I can afford, show me things within a certain price range. I only want to look at weapons, martial weapons, ranged weapons, and other weapon properties or weapon masteries, rarities, and you can specify which source books you're willing to look at. There's none that met the rest of that filter. So once you find things, if you have the money for it, you can purchase it and it goes into a shopping cart. You can change quantities. The quantities are unlimited here in the global marketplace. If I just want to keep my eye out on something that perhaps I can't afford right at the moment, then I can use the heart, and that basically just puts it into my wish list, which is the third tab. This is our wish list. And for now, this is just an easy way to keep track of something that we might want to buy later. In the future, there's going to be a little bit more to do with things you can do with the wish list, but that's what it is today. So this is the global marketplace. You can sell anything, you can buy anything, you can choose to enable game manager approvals if you'd like. And everything that you do does result in cards being created so you can see what everybody's buying and selling, etc. Now, the second part of it is our shops. So this is a more refined option for the game masters. And the idea here is that you can define individual shops that have specialties, but without having to spend a lot of time building building out the shops and the items that they'll contain. So right now we just have one existing store. It's Tom Smith. He's a weaponsmith, and these are the properties related to the store. The main one being the products. He only deals in weapons of these rarities. We'll look at the other stuff here in a second. So to create a store, you've got two options. One is to look at templates. So by these names, you could pretty much assume what kind of items it's going to sell by default. So we can go to Temple Healer, and we'll call this something very fancy, Acolyte, and let's see if I can find a quick image here that makes sense. I know I have some somewhere. There they are. We'll just pick that image. And how do you want it stocked? Do you want it to be unlimited? So everything that fits these categories can be in there with no limit, or it can be a limited stock, which it will have a random list of items within that category with limited stock, or it'll build a hybrid. It's easier to demonstrate the limited stock, so we're going to do that. You can also tweak pricing and costs relatively simple. You set the base buy and sell multipliers to whatever you want, and then you can tweak them by setting a reputation. So as the characters gain a reputation with this vendor, good or bad, you can just set the reputation and it'll adjust accordingly. You can say whether or not you want to enable restocks, whether or not you want a restock to replace items, or just fill up the amount of items, the quantities. And we haven't created it, so right now the inventory is everything. So let's create it. And it randomly created this inventory for us. So all that fit within these guidelines. And then up here we can restock and it keeps restocking. Then we can also individually either remove or add certain things. So I don't like Charlatan's Dice to be in there, so I can remove it and I can add something else instead. Drawing a blank. Potion of healing. So we always want potion of healing in there, and we'll give it a bunch of those. So that gives you full control, but you're not having to build everything from scratch every time, which is what the main benefit is. So we save it. Now we've got our store. How we make it available is by placing it on the scene. So we just click place it on the scene, and here she is. And for someone to shop, they just double click her, and it gives you um, a sell and buy tab unique to her store. So she only will buy stuff that are within the category of what she sells. So I don't have uh, any items in that category. Actually, I should put it onto a person. Yeah, so they do have some things. So they can only sell these items. And of course, they can buy any of these items that they have the money to buy. And by the way, if another player is also looking at this shop, they are getting real time feedback on uh, the stock availability, and the little stars means that someone else in the party currently has this item in their shopping cart. And one last thing before we go. So I showed you one way to create a store is by using the store templates. Another way is by using predefined stores. So you can sort of look through these and say, Shimmering Bazaar, why not? So that will create the Shimmering Bazaar. Let's give it an icon because I'm anal like that. Um, it says unlimited, but the whole point of this store is really to have these items, um, which is why there's a bunch of them to choose from. So I can tell you these came out of a book that I had, or a PDF that I had that had all these stores predefined, and I thought that was a cool idea. So here you go. We can do that as well. We'll see what happens if I do limited stock. I'm really not even sure. Nope, that did kill it. So I'll have to fix that later. But there we go. You've got the items. Good to go. Save it. Place on the scene. Here he is. And you can buy his stuff. Honestly, I don't remember what you would see in the cell. Looks like everything. There you go. So that wraps up the marketplace. Um, so again, the purpose is to make buying and selling things much easier for the players because of the interface and the way to search and filter, but also still give game masters flexibility to define what can and cannot be bought or sold. Thanks for watching.